You said it is not okay for Israel to attack civilians, attack civilian infrastructure, to threaten to starve the people of Gaza. It most certainly isn't okay. It's a war crime. The Israeli government have brazenly, publicly and openly declared their intention to commit a war crime and have commenced that war crime against the people of Gaza, saying that they intend to starve of food, electricity, water, 2.2 million people. That is a war crime under the 4th Geneva Convention. They are raining down thousands of the most sophisticated missiles known to humanity onto the most densely populated area in the world, carrying the certainty that almost every missile will incur civilian casualties, will and are destroying the infrastructure, the water infrastructure, the energy, making Gaza uninhabitable. And using, in very credible reports, as they did in the past, chemical weapons, white phosphorus, being used by Israel. And you try to suggest there is some symmetry, some equivalence between the actions of Hamas and what Israel has been doing to the Palestinians for decades. Will you admit that the terrible loss of life and escalation of violence that we have seen in the last few days is simply a continuation of the crimes against humanity, the war crimes of the state of Israel against the people of Palestine? And it's not me saying this. You have, or you should have read, the reports of Amnesty International, which we asked you to read and act on Human Rights Watch, on the UN Special Rapporteur to Palestine, on the UN Human Rights Council, on the issue of Palestine. Do you know that the Israeli state will not even allow the UN Rapporteur on Palestine into the occupied territories, or the UN Human Rights Council in, because they know that they will bear witness to the ongoing ethnic cleansing, the ongoing illegal annexation of territory, the ongoing arbitrary detention of Palestinians without trial, the impunity when they assassinate a journalist like Shireen Abu Akleh. No justice, no sanctions. What do we actually get? The head of the most powerful state in the world, while Israel is threatening to commit war crimes against Israel, says we're going to give them more weapons and arms. We support them absolutely. So will you admit that the ultimate responsibility for the terrible, and every single loss of life is terrible, but is the failure of the United States, of the European Union, of the Western powers to hold to account Israel for ongoing, decades-long ethnic cleansing, war crimes, crimes against humanity, the denial of the most basic rights to the Palestinian people? As Gideon Levy said, Israel, a Jewish Israeli columnist, said yesterday, Israel can't imprison 2 million Gazans without paying a cruel price. Isn't that the truth?
Deputy, please.
Deputy, I believe Israel has the right to exist. Israel was established by the United Nations, was established in accordance with international law, and Israel has the right to exist. I hope you'll agree, and I hope you'll say that in your follow-up response. And as any sovereign state has the right to defend itself when it's under attack. And I can understand why Israel needs to take action to root out terrorists and people who fire rockets at civilians into Israel. Israel is absolutely within its rights to defend itself and to go after Hamas. That does not extend to cutting off electricity to civilian populations. It does not extend to cutting off water. It does not extend to preventing food from entering the Gaza Strip. And we're very clear on that in terms of the position of the Irish government. Basic principles of human rights must apply, and they apply to Israel too. But Deputy, I am, and I know your support for Palestine is sincere, but I am a little bit disappointed that you haven't said anything about Hamas or Hezbollah or any of their actions in your remarks. In fairness to Deputy MacDonald, she did, as did Deputy Batchik, and I would like to give you this opportunity to add to what you said earlier, not to take any of it back, but just to add to what you said earlier by saying that you accept that Israel has the right to exist, that has a right to sovereignty and statehood and security, and that you agree that the actions of Hamas and Hezbollah for decades, targeting Israeli civilians, kidnapping Israelis and others, that those actions are wrong, have contributed to the conflict and have made it harder to find a solution.
I want to see an end to all killing, all violence, all death, and the release of all prisoners and hostages. But, you see, the problem here is that I do not believe that an apartheid regime has the right to exist anywhere. I do not believe that a regime that engages in ongoing, daily, weekly, monthly, ethnic cleansing of another group of people based on their race or ethnicity, which is what Israel is doing, has the right to perpetrate those crimes. These are crimes against humanity. This is a regime for decades has denied UN resolutions calling for the right of Palestinians, millions of them, ethnically cleansed since 1948, living in refugee camps in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, cast to the winds of the world, denied statehood, denied identity, denied history, and they have the right to return, but Israel shoots them down if they try and assert that right, as happened in the Great March of Return. Let's remember that. Peaceful demonstrations in 2018 by the people of Gaza, attempting to assert their right to return, shot down. The UN at the time called for investigations on that episode for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Will you call for sanctions against the apartheid regime of Israel? Will you call for the European Union and the United States to stop arming that regime to commit war crimes and crimes against humanity? Of course you won't. Of course you won't.
Thanks, Deputy.
الشارع بتاعنا يا اولاد الوسخ اهو اهو حتى اليهود نازلين يتظاهروا يا سيسي يا ابن الشرموطه. Hey, what's up, brother?
Hello.
How you doing?
We are here for
Do you want to
Palestine.
send a message to Benjamin Netanyahu?
The state of Israel are a terrorist state. They're killing children and women every day. We, as Jewish people, we are embarrassed. They call themselves Israel. They hijack the name of Judaism. Judaism rejects Zionism and all atrocities that come out from the state of Israel.
Thank you, man. Look at this beautiful guys here. You are against terrorists. Look. You want to say something to Benjamin? Okay, whatever he says.
انت اعمل الكاميرا واعمل معاه. انت معاه صح؟ فون فيس اعمل الكاميرا.
كان جايبنا بعيد عشان كورونا.
هم عندهم كورونا.
I will say something. He'd like to share some. Why is
Who is this going to? Where is this going to?
It's going to all over the world.
Very good. My message to the Muslim people in Palestine and the world over. We are here in New York and we are standing up for Palestine. We are so frustrated, we are pained to all what is happening, and especially we are embarrassed because all of this is being done in our name. We stand up as Jews and we condemn the atrocities of Israel towards the Palestinian people. And we say to the Palestinian people that we suffer together with you. Our communities in the Holy Land are oppressed by the Zionist regime as you are. Our leader in 1973, Rabbi Amram Blau, said, quote, "We are brothers in suffering with the Palestinian people. We are here and we demand a totally free Palestine. And we hope this happens today, because otherwise, unfortunately, all of us are going to suffer. This is an occupation going on already for decades. This is enough. This has to stop. We are pleading with the United States of America. We are pleading with the world over. We have to stop this occupation of Palestine for the sake of the suffering Palestinian people and for humanity.
Thank you, man. Let me get you all of you guys. حتى اليهود.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine, man. Look, حتى even the Jewish people there. This is the true Jewish people. This is the true people there. Look, they don't care even.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Look, even the old man. Look at the old man. He cannot even walk. He comes to support. Look, مش قادر يمشي. ايوه
حبيب قلبي عامل ايه؟
الحمد لله. Jewish worldwide condemn Israel's bloody beauty. اليهودية تطالب بالحرية. ايه اخوانا. Look, الشارع بتاعنا يا بشر! Hey, let me go! Look! The مصريين! What are you doing here, baby?
I'm here for Palestine, baby!
For what?
What?
For what? Against
freedom! Against Israelis, bitch!
Oh, against the Israeli. Do you want to say something to me?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, look.
Free Palestine! We talk to people as well. A lot of anger. Not just at Israel, also the US, also Western media, a lot of people who feel that their voices aren't being heard, their stories aren't being covered. Take a listen to what one woman told us.
If you heard me, if you really heard me, you would quit your channel. Just like your ambassador, I don't know who did. Some humanity. The US gave the okay for Israel. Carte blanche to kill all those Palestinians. This massacre, we were sleeping here today. We listened to the bombs. I, in my grown age, was scared. Imagine children, imagine babies. Will you even air it? Will you edit it? Okay, fine. You get your time. 1 second. Play. Oh, right. You speak Arabic? Only a little bit. I'm just gonna. First of all, tell me your name. My name is Rahma Zina. I am an Egyptian. Okay. Rahma. Tell me why you're here today. I am here today because of a multitude of things. First, the unfair occupation that's lasted for 70 plus years, and the fact that Gaza has been dubbed an open-air prison with Palestinians, no access to water, no access to be able to move in or out, not able to maneuver. We have family here, Palestinian family, who have their Palestinian families there. They're not even able, the ease of maneuvering, you go to holidays, it's easy for you. It's not that easy for them. Life is so difficult. It's against human rights. Israel has breached human rights time and time again, and it seems that it is above of international law. We are here to speak the truth because I'm not going to generalize, but a lot of Western channels have been aiding in the dehumanization of Arabs. You say when I say the word Muhammad, how does that make you feel? You immediately flinch because that's what's been happening. So now when 1,000 plus Palestinian babies die, you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same as when I tell you one of your own has died. But these are our own. And it is unfair, and Egypt will stand with Palestine. I know Israeli politics, and they try and divide us, and they try and make you seem like we are weak. But let me tell you something, we are not weak. And we stand with the Palestinians, and we stand with the Arabs. And they try and change the narrative because you own the narrative, see? This is our problem. You own the narrative. You own the United Nations. You own Hollywood. You own all these mouthpieces. Where are our voices? Our voices need to be heard as well. We've been watching your channels, and instead of mourning our dead, instead of mourning these Palestinian children, we've been having to deal with more dehumanization of Arabs. We've been having to deal with more ridiculous rhetoric to the extent that one Arab came and just had a farcical interview because there's no more logic. There's no more logic in debating with you. You don't listen. It's like you have Israel has a fact book. Israel has a fact book. It's honest. Anything is honest. and they need to die, and this is what's been happening. Get our voices across. Air coverage. With Fox News.
Fox News is Zionist news. Corporate Zionist news. You're full of shit. That's what you are.
I just want to ask you,
I don't
do you
give a
care about the babies that were beheaded?
No, they were never beheaded. That was a made-up story. It's not true. It's bullshit. Show me the fucking pictures now.
So what
Show me the pictures. You're a lying full of shit. You're full of shit. You and Fox 5 News is full of shit.
Do you think that what happened this weekend is okay?
It is okay because it's international law. Resolution 242 says when an occupying force has the right to come in, when they occupy your country, you have a right, any means necessary, to defend your country with violence.
رمز العزة كنت كلا بل ما زلت